is Jackie with thecuttingedgeculture.com. I'm here at Bands Warped Tour with Brian from I Fight Dragons. It's a little warm in here. It's not so bad in the shade.
It's nicer in the shade. I was going to say, it's covered at least.
It kind of feels like the world might come to an end though.
There's always a chance.
Which is what Warped Tour this year is sort of like, kind of playing with that idea.
Yeah.
What's the last song you'd want to hear if the world was coming to an end?
Wow. Cemetery Guns by Fountains of Wayne. It's the last song on their latest record. It seems just like such a nice send-off for the world.
Not It's the End of the World as we know it, and I feel fine.
I mean, that's clearly the first thing that popped into my head, but I feel like that's a little more obvious.
Right.
Trying to go a little left field here.
What are the benefits of playing Warped Tour this year?
It's just awesome, man. I mean, we've never played Warped before, so it's our first time learning all of it, but it's certainly the highest highs and the lowest lows and the creamy middles, you know, all of it at once, because you're just constantly sleep deprived and playing the best rock shows and just, you know, meeting the other amazing bands, and it's like all the best and the hardest things put together.
Any good video game tournaments going on?
A little bit. In our van, it's actually been Sonic Racing, pretty
that
hardcore.
Kind of
Yeah, a little bit. Bill and I have had some pretty epic fights recently over this one level in Sonic Racing, which is Sega actually ended up giving us a bunch of games, and this one somehow rose to the top as the one that we've played. We've got so many other games we could be playing, and every time we come back, it's like just the rivalry again. We got to go back and play Ocean Ruin on Sonic Racing. Bill beat me 5 times already today, and I'm kind of bitter about it.
At least you get to enjoy the air conditioning when you do that.
Well, you'd think that, yes. Sometimes it's nice. We don't always, it depends, because we don't always want to run it. But yeah, at least you get to be inside with air conditioning.
Versus outside when you're performing.
Right.
With so many bands and so many short sets, how do you guys stand out?
Sure. I mean, that's a really good question. We've asked ourselves that too, because you only get 30 minutes. We just tried to do as much as we can musically, I suppose. So we tried to build in a lot of cool sort of transitions and just moments that we can sort of have, with the audience that hopefully people will remember. And yeah, I know it's a tough question, right? Because you could go up and be a train wreck and people will remember that as well. But yeah, but you don't want to be remembered that way. So I feel like for us, it's just a matter of trying to play our best musically, put our best foot forward, our best songs, and try and be all killer, no filler,
And then in the late 90s or so, there was too many boy bands.
Yeah.
And then there
Welcome back.
those very same bands are back.
Yeah.
So terrifying.
NKOT BSB.
I needed a moment of silence to absorb that and mourn for music. Then there was too many pop punk bands.
Right.
And some people argue now that there's too many hardcore bands, which Warped Tour seems to have a lot of.
There are a plethora of
What do you think is the next
bands.
big thing?
To have too many of?
No, yes. Yes.
What's the next thing we're going to have too many of? Honestly, here's my pet theory that I've just been working out recently. I think that there's a lot of young kids who all got inspired to join bands from watching School of Rock, and I've run into maybe 5 of these bands now that are all just turning like 14, 15, and maybe they've been inspired by School of Rock, maybe not, but it's just really cool to see these younger folks that are like don't want to be dubstep producers, they want to be in a band. And it's funny, there were a couple in Chicago that I'd run across. I was like, wow, where did these guys come from? And then out here on Warped, you got both Emily's Army and Cherry Bomb, who are both bands whose average age is something like 15, who are just kicking ass and playing awesome music. And I feel like when that generation really, like in the next couple of years, as they kind of come into their own, turn 18 and whatnot, like I think that's going to hopefully swing us back, in the rock direction.
It'd be amazing if we just played rock music, right?
Imagine that.
Some bands choose to, in between albums, do an EP or a remix or release on vinyl.
Yeah.
What would you guys like to do?
This isn't even a joke. We're working on a concept album / rock opera that we have about halfway done. All the prep work is done. And hopefully we'll be doing that after Warped and before a fall tour in those couple months. So just sort of cutting loose a little bit creatively and seeing what we can make.
It's a creative way to connect with fans.
Yeah.
The kind of traditional way is through social media. What kind of role does social media play?
Oh yeah, I mean that's super important, but I also feel like social media is more the glue than the substance. You know, it's the thing that glues things together and that glues people together. But you have to have something for the people to be stuck to in the first place. So it's, I mean, we're always, you know, we always try and respond to everybody on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and whatnot, and I feel like that's really important. But you know, beyond that, I think it's just a matter of continuing to do work that you think is awesome. Right? It's different for everybody. So work that we think is awesome, and putting it out there, and hopefully people agree, and we'll get it to other people who agree, and you just kind of keep going. And then social media being the big connector that helps other people find those other people and helps it all stick together. You know.
So what's up next after the rock opera? So you're going on a tour. Who are you touring with?
It's actually not announced yet, so we're not fully locked in. Well, yes, so don't tell anyone. No, it's not a secret so much, but we don't have our like full dates and booking and everything. But we're looking at doing probably a club tour this fall, so something with a full length set. Like we talk about Warped is amazing, but you have to have shorter sets so that everybody gets to play.
Excellent. Well, our website merges social causes and charities with entertainment. Are there any causes that you or your bandmates gravitate towards?
Yes. Wow, I wish I had other bandmates here too, because folks have their own things. My wife actually is a big supporter of MS research, and that's sort of a cause for our family.